Welcome to another episode of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Descent into Avernus. Starring Kashcah.
Oh, hi. Yeah, hi, I'm DM. Yeah. I had the shortest intro, so there you go. Job's done.
Job's done.
Nightcaste.
Yes.
Please continue on.
I'm Nightcaste. I play Malvola. He is a Dragonborn warlock. I'm seriously hoping that we figure out a way to resolve this situation.
We're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine. Shy.
Hi, I'm Shy. I'm playing as Coyra. Almost accidentally left the call bar getting my pop-out sheet.
And you are playing as?
Coyra?
Who's
somehow still alive. Oh yeah, she's a half-elf druid that likes setting fire to dead wood.
There you go. All right. And then NobiGit.
Yeah. This is turning into a weird intro as already.
Uh-huh.
I'm NobiGit. I'm playing as Grimm, the grouchy cat, a shifter holy monk, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Very complex character.
Yeah, not that complex.
Ghostwoods.
Thorn. Happy Ranger.
Oh, wow.
Best description of a character yet.
That actually conveys everything. The essence of Thorn.
And I'm Vallen. I will be playing as Palkas, a wild magic surging sorcerer, half-orc.
The one who will ultimately kill us all.
And has actually come closer than the DM has. So,
I mean, I don't even need to
Surprise.
try
Well,
anymore.
so-
no, we're doing it to ourselves. We're like, is that a pit of lava? Everybody in! Come on!
Not Minecraft.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
waiting
so
for
just like
Kashcah to do
Minecraft,
the
basically.
challenge accepted. Here, hold my beer.
It's warm! It feels good. Sounds logical to me. I'm in. Alright, so, a recap of last episode. Episode 28, Highway Through Hell.
Highway through hell.
Da, 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 da.
We traveled for several uncomfortable hours racing across the hellscape in our
Racing
new
at 22.5 miles an hour.
in our tormentor ride, only to find out it also screamed as it went. We avoided another rider seen on the horizon and continued on to Haruman's Hill by way of Lulu's directions. At the hill, we found rows of wrought iron trees, as illustrated on the screen now, with Zariel's betrayer branded hell riders impaled upon them in agony. Grimm proceeded to put them out of their misery as swarms of sturges fed upon them. We destroyed the sturges and came to the end of the line where an elf named Jander Sunstar was impaled, though he was being fed the blood from the sturges of the others' blood. Anyway, and still remained somewhat sane. We set him free, but upon doing so, Lulu said something was wrong, and a Narzugon atop a nightmare approached. For those who don't know, that's a very scary thing. We fought them off as best we could, but Lulu was nabbed by a group of hell wasps in the fight. Grimm decapitated the devil, and one of the wasps was stopped, though the other one took Lulu and is nearing our farthest of reaches with magic and weapons. Episode 29 begins. One Lulu too far. Kashcah?
So there are a couple of things that I want to, well, actually one thing specifically that I want to remind you guys of from last week's play, because I know lots happened in between now and then. So Lulu, as the devil and the nightmare approached, Lulu had said to Coyra, actually it was just before they started approaching, Lulu had said to Coyra that she had made a huge mistake and that this was all wrong. So that's gonna leave you with that pile, and the other thing you'll notice as well, kind of as you're taking a pause, Lulu is being kind of taken out of your range. You do notice that some new trees have sprouted in amongst kind of the rows that were there. So they are smaller than the existing trees, but they you've got a few new trees have sprouted. And yeah, that's let me just look at like where we left it. So I think we left it that the second hell wasp had grabbed Lulu and had used the rest of its movement, I believe, to get out of your range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure
Most
that
of-
Vallen cast whatever his equivalent of Earthbind is, and it was restricted to the ground at this point.
No, that was what I was
That was
going
the
to
one we
do,
killed.
because it was the only spell I had that could reach it 300 feet away. Is its maximum range.
Yeah, I thought that was the one that wasn't the one that you killed?
That was the first one that we killed.
Okay.
And
You're
it
planning
got
on doing
killed.
it again?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's my last spell slot for that.
Okay, doke.
And
Alright.
I guess I just thought that second attempt had resolved.
No, we
Yeah.
ended before he cast it, and it's actually
Was
he has to cast it at a higher spell level too.
the wasp also not in range of like 1 or 2 people?
I'm sorry.
I can still get a shot off, I think.
Yeah, I think like only a few people could still reach it at this point.
Mhm.
Mhm.
How far away is it? Like 200 something feet?
I mean, how are you going to measure that?
In dwarf.
If
I mean, just a ballpark. I mean, they're not like miles away already.
You could certainly make a perception check to, like, on your turn, make a perception check to see if you can guess, like, what the distance is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So then let's pick up. Turn order is still in play. Let's pick up kind of where we left off. We have the guy who was stuck to the tree is currently being held fast by a vine. He's being kind of pinned to the ground. He's not going anywhere. He was trying to crawl away surreptitiously, but no dice. He is not going anywhere. So then, Malvola, it is your turn, in fact.
Does a 16 succeed in estimating their distance appropriately?
So you think it is between like 250 to 300 feet away.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
That's
I
I
worry
go
when you
from-
laugh like that.
Okay. Having issues with Roll20 because I'm in the wrong mode. First thing I do is drop Cloak of Flies.
Okay.
Second thing I do is run here. I grab Thorn. I say, "Come with me."
No.
Okay.
I cast Dimension Door
Oh.
to get 100 feet ahead of them.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
So you're going to.
Awesome.
Can you hit me with the description for Dimension Door, please? Okay.
Okay.
Place you can see, one you can visualize or describe. Okay. Alright, so are you going for a spot you can see in the landscape?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you're going for 100 feet ahead of them. Okay. So
Very nice.
then you and Thorn are what about like 350, 400 feet from the hill at this point.
Yeah.
And you are in between the wasps and their destination.
That was my intention.
Yep. So you can take a moment to look around, and yeah, the wind is kind of, you're away from like this, very far away from this line of trees now, this avenue of kind of trees.
Yeah.
And there are kind of the landscape around you is fairly rocky terrain. There are kind of puddles of mysterious liquid, in between kind of the rocks around you. And when you look kind of, so wasps are this way, right? When you look kind of in the opposite direction, you can see these kind of like blobby masses that seem to be kind of like almost floating in the air, and that's where it looks like the wasps are heading in that direction at least, or the wasp is heading in that direction at least.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like there's about half a dozen of these. They are spaced out quite well, but they're these just kind of like almost upside down teardrop shapes. So the pointy end is kind of closest to the ground, but it looks like the pointy end is still about 100 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So was it a bonus action to drop the cloak of lies, or that's just dismissed?
That's an at will.
Okay.
That doesn't require an action.
Okay. So you got anything you would like to do with your bonus action or the rest of your movement? Because I don't think you.
I will. I got to look at the description on this. As a bonus action, Hexblade Curse on that on the remaining wasp.
Okay, no, perfect. All right. And I think maybe you had a tiny bit of movement left. I don't know if you want to stick where you are. Or...
It took me 30 feet to get to Thorn
okay.
because I was on the other side of the trees.
Okay. All right. Then.
Very cool.
I'm
Good
gonna.
work.
Oh, I can't move you over there without. Right. I'm just gonna move you into the corner for now. Palkas, it is your turn.
Okay.
So
Palkas
wait, why
is
you...
actually off the screen.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay.
I can't exactly drag him off the screen without him just disappearing.
So you're off the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was at like 40 or 80 feet off the screen-ish, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Excuse me. So this was his last attempt at trying to at least bring it down to the ground, thus reducing its movement. But he is going to cast Earthbind, which, let me see, I need to do... Yes! Well, hold on a second. We gotta see what I end up rolling for that surge.
I'm like 400 feet away.
You teleport the person
I'm
in
far away from me, so I don't care.
All right.
I think I'm also safe.
It's a 10.
I hope. Okay.
All right. So, strength saving throw from the wasp, which I have very inconveniently.
I thought I had an Earthbind on here. I guess I don't. Too new of a spell. Spell DC 14.
Advantage as well.
You have inspiration. If I'm not mistaken.
Inspiration. Okay. And
that you obviously will use on Lulu when she decides to trumpet.
Okay, so it succeeds at the strength saving throw.
All right. Palkas still moves 40 feet closer, and that's the best he can do for now, unless he doesn't have any bonus action spells anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind.
All right.
That's all he's got.
Then Coyra.
First question,
What
am I
was the
anywhere
D8?
in range of those new trees?
In range, like.
Yeah, as in, can I clearly see it, like how far
Yeah,
away? Okay.
you can see them.
Can I see if they have a plaque on them too already or not yet?
They do have a plaque. This
Can you tell me
see,
where
like,
one of
this
them
one.
is so that okay.
Yep.
I
Like-
didn't even see it. Wow.
The little baby trees.
I put
I
no baby
didn't see
trees.
them. I'm sorry.
You little baby hell trees. How did you miss them?
I don't know if the word cute actually applies, but
Ah, Ronky. I'm gonna move to one of those trees and I'm gonna try to read the plaque from here.
Okay. So the plaque reads, plaque reads assaulting an officer and has Grimm's name on it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. The other thing I'm gonna do is poop my nose. And I did it wrong again. Whoops. Healing. Like I said, poop my nose. 4. And I shouted, Grimm, we have to go.
go where?
And it is your turn, Grimm.
Time to go.
Okay.
You have to go to hell, Grimm.
You look around and like suddenly it's just you and Coyra. Like everybody else is like just gone. Just abandoned ship. And it's just you guys standing there.
Well,
and this dude.
And what's
This dude, yeah, hanging out over here.
Mr. Rubber Banderson.
Yeah, I can give Coyra a look like, yeah, go where exactly? And kind of cursory glance to see if the headless body has anything interesting on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, if you looked at Coyra, she would have just pointed at the plaque, as if something is terribly wrong.
Okay, what kind of interesting stuff does the body have?
So he has, he has this ridiculous looking lance, which almost looks too obvious to you. But he does have like this actually really intriguing looking, like a crop that you would use, like a riding crop.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take the riding crop.
Okay.
And then join Coyra, see what exactly she's talking about with the.
Yeah.
The best I could do is probably 120 feet trying to catch up. So yeah, they're dealing with it. Let them.
Okay. So yeah, you see Coyra is like pointing at the plaque, and it says it has your name at the top, and then it says assaulting an officer underneath.
I'm waiting for the defacing a hell tree plaque to show up.
It's like, which officer? The guy that's wrapped up in the vine, or the guy beheaded? Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot I can do, so that's pretty much all.
Okay. All right. Then it comes to Lulu's turn. And she is going to trumpet. And I think actually almost hang on one second, let me just double check. So actually everybody can hear, even Grimm and Coyra in the distance, you hear this trumpet from Lulu. And yeah, other folks can hear it much more successfully. And this dude needs to make a roll.
That seems a lot louder than I remember it being.
Well, she's recalled how to make it louder.
A con roll.
Kashcah,
Yeah.
do I need to keep track of inspiration for you anymore?
No, you do not.
Okay.
I'm gonna move that guy off the. Okay. Alright, so that's her turn. Looking at from Thorn, it is your turn from your perspective. So you definitely heard Lulu trumpet, but the wasp seems to still be holding on to her.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
which gives me advantage on one attack and bonus damage if it hits. So we'll make that the first attack, and then I'm going to try and shoot it twice.
Pew pew.
Indeed.
Those both
Okay.
hit.
I don't know. I think it might hit.
Yeah. Zephyr Strike bonus is force.
Okay. Alright,
Nice.
so it
Nice.
takes 28.
Yeah.
Got it. Alrighty.
And I'm going to make sure that I am between Malvola and the Wasp.
Okay.
It sounds like a prog rock band.
Alright. So it is then the Hell Wasp's turn. And it uses its turn to fly. It's gonna keep going in the direction that it was going. It does not change course. And it's just gonna use its turn, its movement and its action to move, to go. That's what it does.
I should have specified farther distance.
So this guy is going to.
By the way, about Divine, I think he's free every single. Let me put up the thing of Divine again.
Okay, because I think he's gonna try and make.
Is I think it just grabs, pulls closer, releases.
Okay, so he gets. He's
But
gonna.
anytime it tries to grab, basically.
Okay. So he rolled a 15.
Oh, he has to roll there once. Tell Divine to grab him again, I think.
Okay.
But either way, 15 succeeds, so.
Okay. All right. So he's kind of getting to his feet now.
Really?
Oh. And yeah, it looks like he hasn't used his legs in quite a while. But he is kind of gonna get to his feet, and he's gonna kind of walk a little way, kind of further down the hill. So he's gonna move about 30 feet kind of down the hill. Okay. Then Malvola.
I am trying to take out the wasp.
Okay. So you moved 100 feet beyond it. Okay, so alright. Those both hit.
By the way, a stupid question. What did Hexblade Curse do again?
I gain a bonus to damage rolls against the target. I do a critical hit on a 19 and on a 20.
Oh, nice.
And if the target dies during the duration, I get hit points back.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you pushing it further away?
No.
Alright, so it takes some damage from that. It's not looking so good, but it's still up in the air.
I'm going to move in the direction that it's moving as well.
Okay.
My full 30.
Okie doke. Alright, then Palkas. You can kind of see, like, Palkas ahead of you. Like, the wasp is moving further away. You've watched Malvola and Thorn bamf into
Into
that
the-
area, and now Malvola is moving further away, and
So far, he's been like running and casting. At this point, he just kind of tucks his hammer under his arm, ducks his head down, and then just starts going full tilt, which he goes 80 feet.
okay, all right, cool.
He has no idea if he's going to be able to keep up with it because this is the first time he's double moved.
Okay. Let me think about. So you were already 40 feet away from everybody else, right?
Yeah, but I also moved 40 feet last turn.
Okay. All right. So you're like 80 feet. All right. So, sorry. So then you're moving another 80 feet. Okay. All right. So you are catching up, yeah, to where Malvola and Thorn currently stand.
But probably not the Wasp, because I think they move well faster than 80 feet.
The Wasp is beyond, not that far beyond Malvola, but the Wasp is a little ways beyond Malvola.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Coyra?
First things first, a Circle of the Moon while shaping is a bonus action, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Coyra says to Grimm, hop on. Being inspired by the giant elk that she left at, I forgot the place name, she actually transforms into a giant elk,
Nice.
and she tries to catch up with the others. I don't know if I can do. It's one movement I can do this turn, right? Because I transformed, or how does it work with movement?
You should still be able to double move because it's a bonus action.
Okay, then I just double move. Giant elk has 120 feet. Has 60 feet, so 120 feet is what I move. And
Nice.
it's up to Grimm if he hopped on or not.
So here's the thing, though. Grimm, Grimm doesn't get to hop on until his turn.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's okay. Do your double dash.
Coyra nods and goes ahead then.
Okay.
I'm certain Grimm can catch up, so I'm basically off the map too, I guess?
Yep, I think Grimm is just you and a bunch of creepy trees.
Also, the vine... Coyra ditched the vine, it's not worth her time anymore.
Okay.
She doesn't want to stay here.
Vine is gone. Okay.
So,
Where do you want my token to be?
are you racing past the guy that just got up?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Trample him.
Pick him up.
But yeah, where do you want my token to be then?
Yeah, if you're doing 120 feet, then you are also off the map, so we can just move to the side of the very side of the map because
There you go.
yeah.
Pretty sure you've almost, if not already, caught up to Palkas.
All right.
Me?
So,
Did I? Yeah, that's
No,
my goal,
I-
catching up with the others,
next
basically.
turn she'll catch you because you were 80 feet away, and then you moved another 80 feet on your last turn. So 120 does not quite get there. Grimm, you're all alone on the hill. It's just you and
Well, not entirely. Me and Jander.
that's yeah. He's kind of hobbling away down there.
Yeah, he's stumbling down the hill looking for Senpai.
A dash action works as doubling your movement, right?
Yeah, instead of taking an action, you're taking another movement. So you can move. You can also take a dash action,
Well-
which then is another movement. And then
Or
whatever
if
other-
you're Grimm, I can spend a key point to do Step of the Wind and go 120 feet.
Yep.
Nice.
It's like this. You guys are going faster than the the infernal machine. You know. I don't know why you need that thing.
We can't keep
It's
up
just like-
this pace, but
I
I
can't
mean-
keep this up indefinitely. And I don't know if it'll work or not, but basically, as I catch up with Coyra, just kind of try to reach out and hopefully not yank hair out of the back of her neck, like the base of her neck, but at least try to hold.
Hmm.
Do
That
it.
way,
Yeah, are you gonna try and like do a dex a dex check.
Oh,
see
you're
if
gonna
you can-
try and like do a flying leap mount of the
Sort of.
the racing elk.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics would work if you want to use that instead of just straight dex.
This just sounds cool.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
In other words, he does the full movement at the end of it as he's catching up. Coyra just kind of bounds into the air and lands on her back.
You can just use the landscape as well. Like you just there's this rock that's not far behind Coyra, so you just kind of like
Just
just plant
so
a
much fun
foot
being
on
a
there
monk.
and then just leap.
See? Told him, hop on.
Yeah. All right.
just didn't expect it to happen quite that way.
So as we no longer need this map for now, I'm gonna move you guys back to the big map.
Because pretty much none of us are on it.
Yeah. So let's move back
What map?
here. This map, the big map.
Turn order's still up.
Yeah, that's fine because
Turn order messed up for me though.
Me too.
Yeah, the only thing on
Yeah.
turn order
Yeah.
is Jander now.
Oh,
That's
because the tokens.
we're on the. That's all right. I can.
She's
I
got
still
it.
have it, so I can still
Yeah,
do
okay.
it.
She knows when everybody goes.
There seems to be a bit of a struggle between Lulu and the Wasp.
Wasp.
Me.
Oh, that's right.
Slap it with her trunk.
Car's here. We ran up. We ran up
Okay.
the hill.
Oh,
We
the
ran up-
machine is actually there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I drew it. Kind of.
What did you draw?
A
Where
little
is
tiny car. Right here.
Here, it's actually
Roughly
really
where we
That's
left it.
fantastic. Yeah, we parked it about there.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Thorn, it is your turn. You're muted.
So I am. Loud cats. My plan is the same as last time,
Okay.
and that is to cast Zephyr Strike again and shoot at him twice, with the first one being the Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
In it, she, where the wasps are. Cat. So the first one has the advantage.
Okay. So
So
the first
that will
one
hit.
hits.
Unfortunately, it's not the second one with the advantage. That would be nice.
Yeah, the
Okay,
second one
good.
with advantage would have been really good.
Okay. So minus 11
And 5.
and 5. Okay.
And that's me.
All right. It is still flying. And anything else you're doing? Okay. All right. Then the wasp is going to use the wasp's turn next, and the wasp uses its turn to move as far as it can from you guys towards these kind of masses in the sky, kind of blobby things that are in the sky. In fact, they kind of look like this right here.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So there's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there.
Hold on a second. I was zoomed really far in.
Oh, sorry. Like this,
Oh, okay.
and this, and this.
Interesting.
Alright. So you guys don't know what he's up to anymore. Malvola.
Lulu is in turn order before me.
Yep, she already went. She goes before Thorn, actually.
Oh, okay. I've got 10 feet left in my range, so I'm going for broke here.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Second one. Oh, hang on.
You could push it completely out of your range.
Too bad it doesn't have a tractor function. Tractor beam function.
I can get that.
Eldritch pull.
All right.
Just ask Coyra to attach the Thorn whip
Don't you
to
have
it.
some sort of bonus damage from your curse?
That is true. That would have been. They both hit last time, so that would have been another 6, and then 3 on top of this. So a total of 9 more that I forgot to report.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you, Thorn.
All right. It's flying a little like, oh.
Are you moving at the same time?
I am continuing to try and keep pace with it.
Okay. So you can move like another 30 feet behind it?
Yeah.
Okay. Palkas.
I would presume Palkas at this point realizes he's not going to be able to catch those things. They'll be able to outpace him. He sees them shooting at him at the distance. He can't do anything to reach them. Looks over his shoulder behind him. Sees
A giant elk.
a giant elk with a cat
Running
man
towards you.
astride it, and also probably sees the guy that they kicked off the tree hobbling along in the distance behind them. At this point, he's probably thinking, "Could I get the car?"
So
I mean, I know it'll take some rounds to get there.
okay.
But could he get the car? Would the terrain that they're going over be feasible for the vehicle for him to like go grab it, start picking up like the hobbling guy back there and try and regroup with the rest of everybody?
So the car is actually it's not behind you, but it's at like right angles to the direction that everybody is moving.
Yep.
Okay.
Because right now he's thinking that he's not going to be able to carry this guy any faster than he could really walk. And if he can get him in the vehicle, then he could bring him up to everybody else. Does the terrain look like it would be feasible for the car to traverse?
Yeah, sure. You think that the
Then he'll make a right
the
turn.
infernal Halbershade
He'll make a right turn and try and basically this is just going to be his plan for the next few turns unless something drastic happens. He's going to head for the vehicle, try and pull the vehicle up to the hobbling half elf, try and pick him up, and then try and meet up with everybody else. Because in the end, his diversion is probably still going to get him there at about the same speed, but less out of breath and with one extra person. So,
all right, yeah, sure.
All right, I'm done.
All right, so you kind of make a right, start running towards the vehicle. Okay, doke.
Oh, and for a bonus action, he's going to sacrifice one of his spell slots for a spell point.
Okay, interesting. All right, Coyra.
Like I said, Coyra's main goal is to get to the others. So she's still trying that, but is also thinking, now that Grimm is on her back, let's try to get Grimm as close as possible to those wasps. She knows she can't do anything, but Grimm might be able to do something. So she just keeps on rushing.
Okay.
So moves to 120 feet again.
Yeah, so you can so move on 20 feet. So at this point you're pretty much caught up to where Thorn is standing, and then just a bit beyond Thorn is Malvola. So
I make sure that I don't hit Thorn, as the elk, if it moves 20 feet straight forward and it hits something, it's gonna be bad. So she makes sure she avoids Thorn.
Okay. Right. And Grimm, are you just hanging on?
Yeah. How roughly? Well, I need to make a perception check before I ask this. Roughly how far away is this hell wasp, and how far up?
From your current position, it's probably about 150 feet away, maybe 175. And how far up? It's about 70 feet in the air, probably. Something like that. It's a little, so these big blobby things look like they're about 100 feet in the air, and it's not quite as high as them.
Okay, this could be kind of. Yeah, I'm not going to do what I typed in Discord chat.
It does kind of look like it's not just a piece of like leather, you know. It looks a bit more serious than that.
Yeah, I haven't taken the time to figure it out yet, so
self-flagellation
I'm probably
time.
I'm probably gonna have to do another acrobatics check, but okay, this might work, it might not. Basically, as I don't know how to judge it exactly. Basically, as Coyra gets the end of her movement, kind of vault over her head.
Okay.
Basically over the front. And then use my movement plus Step of the Wind.
Okay.
Which would
to catch up
roughly bring me within about 30 feet of where it is.
Catman has the zoomies.
Yeah.
Catman doesn't have
also a zoomies.
Just doesn't have a whole lot of gas left in the tank, but
okay.
I think that'll clear the horn or the antlers and everything.
Yep, I would say so.
So yeah, that's my whole thing, shebang. Step of the Wind plus my movement, and should get me within about roughly 30 feet. Still further up than I'd like, but
okay. All right. So then.
Oh, and as he's vaulting off, thanks for the ride.
Wait, does a female giant elk have antlers though?
I
if you want it to.
Yeah.
If it had it,
who cares?
Yeah.
She has them. She has them. If not, I cleared whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
You would be the arbiter because you're the one who shape changed.
I mean, I thought that females have them, so.
So you hear up ahead. You hear another trumpet.
She's still fighting. She's still fighting.
And then Thorn, it is your turn. You're muted.
Yeah, it's my last stab at the same again.
Don't worry, I'm bringing the vehicle. It's got an ejector seat. We can just launch ourselves up.
We need to attach like a catapult to the back of it.
A catapult?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was planning on using it for anyway.
Indeed.
That's it. That's me. 13 damage.
Okay. We'll put that on there. All right. So the Hell Wasp does not fall.
Dagnabbit.
How much health does this thing have? Jeez. Like, I don't think we hit the other one with half of this.
No.
To each their own.
Yeah, that's quite.
Alright, and then its turn, and it's closing the distance now between, you know, the distance between it and this blobby thing that it's heading towards is getting pretty short now. It's getting kind of close. And you will see actually another one kind of in the vicinity. Looks like it's kind of coming towards it. So These two wasps are flying towards each other.
Clearly, Lulu's time has come.
Oh, let her remember some kind of teleportation spell.
Okay. So that guy is doing that thing. Then Malvola, it is your turn.
Again, I'd like to. Oh shit! I was gonna say I'd like to try and gauge the distance again.
Dust in the eyes.
Yeah.
Dust from Grimm zooming past you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Doing the Naruto run.
At the end of my last turn, it would have been like 80 feet ahead of me. So now it's like 200 feet. Or no, at the end of my, no, it was 110 feet ahead of me. So now it's, yeah, like 250, 230. Is it a safe assumption that it's heading, that it is intentionally heading toward this blobby thing, like it's some kind of hive?
It does look like it's heading there specifically. You don't see any other landmarks in that vicinity.
Okay, I want to put myself. I have a second use of Dimension Door. I want to put myself on the near side of this thing by maybe 20, 30 feet.
Okay.
So that it would have to come past me to get to the thing.
So you are, so you realize there's another one, right? That's...
Yes.
Okay. All right. So 20, 30 feet. So you're now in between two of them, between this blobby thing, and when you bamf to there, and actually, when you bamf to there, you can see that it is actually a really big wasp nest. Ginormous. So actually, let me read you a description of them. So a gigantic sack of wet papery material floats high above the surface. Angelic figures with feathery wings stick to its surface like flies in amber, their bodies struggling futilely underneath layers of gunk. Iron chains at the bottom of the structure tether it to the hellish landscape.
Great.
So that's kind of what you've bounced within 30-ish feet of them. And I have to say, hi Mercs of Mischief, that is a fantastic channel name you have. And thank you very much for the raid, obviously. I hope your stream was good and your campaign is going well.
Double that.
That's what you see. And there is one wasp heading away from you and one that's further away but heading towards you.
So this is like a wasp hive that's actually being held.
Do I have a handout? Hang on one second.
In place from floating away. Can we like
cut the rope?
Put these up underneath El Terrell?
Yeah, what would be stronger?
Like balloons?
The hives or the chains?
I'm like thinking Laputa at this point, you know? Right.
It's an okay handout. There we go.
Ooh.
And what we do, just like the picture shows, you attach the chains to the wasp nest to the city, so that they're pulling the city up.
Yep.
Because they're apparently floating away.
All right.
Yeah, they look slightly different than the biomes.
Are those angels?
Yeah, maybe. Yep. So yeah, I mean Malvola can see this, right? But there are angelic figures stuck to the surface of this thing. They're like caught in the gunk that's surrounding this nest.
Are they like moving?
Yes, they're struggling underneath layers of gunk.
Great. Apparently they like angels, and Lulu is too celestial to be avoided.
She's delicious.
That makes sense.
Mm.
And we thought Maggie was gonna eat her.
Alright. Then anything else you're doing, Malvola?
That's as much of. That's everything I've got.
Okay. Alright. Then Palkas, it is your turn.
Continuing as I mentioned before.
Okay. So you are running towards the vehicle. You're traveling at 80 feet. Is that right?
Yep.
So you had traveled. Okay.
It'll probably take me a few rounds to get there or something.
I think you'll get there next round.
Okay.
Okay. Coyra.
Seeing that she did what she could for Grimm, getting him as close as she could, she doesn't like the idea of Palkas being all alone near that place, so she makes a turn and tries to catch up to Palkas, and if help is needed there, tries to help there once she catches up.
You see, he's heading for the car, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But being alone is always a bad idea.
You're
I
gonna
think.
struggle to fit in the car. That's all I'm saying.
She knows. She can always change back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
She can just stand on top of the car.
Yeah? I mean, some crazy people have like an elk in front of their car as a little statue. We have just an elk on the car. Bam.
Giant elk on the car.
Think of her as a giant hood ornament.
I think it might end up reducing the speed a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Grimm.
Okay, has it moved since I caught up with it? Or since I got within 30 feet of it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me guess. It would take another perception check to gauge how far.
It's a good use of the skill.
Yes. It will. Wait, is that a fresh one or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I guesstimate about how far ahead of me it is?
You think it's about 120, 130 feet ahead? You do see another one is flying towards the one that's flying away from you. And you do see also that Malvola is beyond those two. And in the distance, you see that globby mess of a wasp's nest.
It's 130 feet. That's 70 feet up. Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do both. If I can't do both, I don't gain the height advantage. Crap. Okay, I'm going to burn my last key point.
Yes.
To basically, I'm now 10 feet behind it.
Okay.
Basically, is from Malvola's perspective, Grimm is suddenly a lot closer
Mm-hmm.
without using a spell.
Yeah, because wait, Malvola, you'd gone about, what was it? What did you say? Like 20, 30 feet beyond where the wasp was?
No, I was 30 feet closer to it than the. Basically, I went to the nest.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Because I know that it's got some crazy amount of movement, and it's going to get to do that again before it's my turn. So it's going to keep moving toward the nest, presumably into range, as opposed to out of my range.
Okay.
And of course, as it gets into range, you can actually boop it back.
Yeah.
The way it's coming, or in our direction. No, what I was hoping to do is, if it hadn't been such a far distance, if 80 feet would have put me in range, I could have done Step of the Wind. It also doubles my jump height. And being able to, at the end of that run, jump 14 feet into the air would have put me in range to use my action to put do Sacred Flame on the Wasp, but
I mean,
And
I've
don't
allowed a
forget-
lot of
don't forget
things.
These
but-
distances aren't additive.
Do what?
These distances aren't additive. They're bound by Pythagoras' theorem. So if it's 130 feet away horizontally and 75 feet up in a straight line, it's 150 feet from you, not 205.
Yeah, but okay, 80 feet still wouldn't get me close enough. 80 feet forward and 14 feet up still wouldn't get me close enough. Wouldn't get me within 60 feet of it. I don't think.
Is that all the range you have?
No, if I only went 80 feet
Or-
instead of 120 feet, because
60.
the extra 40 feet.
If Kashka's
Requires
estimates of
reaction.
range are accurate, if Kashka's estimates of the range are accurate, then 80 feet plus 14 feet would be enough. Just.
Just remember, regardless of what ranges they are, they're always accurate because in hell they change constantly.
I don't know, would it work, Kashka, if
So-
I went 80 feet instead of the 120? That way I didn't actually use my action.
So you're going to try and jump in the air and cast a spell?
Okay, basically
Is that
go
what we're
forward
doing?
80 feet, but jump at the end of it. And at the apex of the jump, hopefully if I'm within 60 feet, cast Sacred Flame on the Wasp holding Lulu.
Ooh, hang on 1 second, let me look.
That doesn't sound like it's gonna end up good.
Now the landing could be a little dicey, but
So Sacred Flame is an action, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for this because you're only at the apex of your jump for like, there's no way for you to like hover there while you cast this spell. You know what I
well,
mean?
if I'm casting it on the run up, and we're basically casting it as on the run up and release it, because the Step of the Wind uses my bonus action to give me the additional 40 feet.
And you're going to try and jump 14 feet in the air.
Well, Step of the Wind also doubles my jump height,
Okay.
which is 3 feet plus your strength bonus. So it's naturally 7. Since it doubles, that doubles it to 14 feet in height.
Make an Arcana check for trying to cast a spell while doing
Oh,
all
boy.
this other shit.
Like I said, I don't know if it would work, but
I'll give you an A for effort, even if this miserably
Definitely.
fails.
Coming up with this on the fly, like
On the
Wow.
fly, I got it.
Well, it's one of
Fly.
those it's about the only thing I have that could actually reach something that high.
Don't worry, I'm bringing the car around.
And it's more sane than some of the other ideas that went through my head.
Hang on 1 sec. Let me look at one more thing.
Kashka's like, why do you people do this to me?
yeah, Kashka is also like, why did the roll go so well?
I know. It's like,
Like-
couldn't have been
I
like
could actually make it possible.
more decisive roll would have been nice, but I think that's with the 17. I think you can do it.
Oh boy.
God damn it!
Oh boy.
You sound
This
so
could be
excited.
hilarious.
Yeah, but she didn't say that you're within range. She just said you could do it. So
That's
we have
true,
yet
you
to
wouldn't
find
know.
out.
Well, I'm attempting it.
Okay.
So I'm further back from it than originally
Now, if
intended.
Malvola
Other than I
shoots you
originally-
with a eldritch boop at the height of your jump to push you an extra 10 feet.
No, his Eldritch Boot would possibly kill me.
All right.
Well, if it works, it takes 14 feet or 14 points of radiant damage.
it makes
if it
it
fails-
stack safe.
If it fails, it's dexterity save. If it makes it save, it takes nothing,
It makes it stack safe.
of course. So regardless, the flame appears, but
It was all for nothing.
and do I need to make an acrobatics check to see if I land safely?
Yeah, let's do that.
Kashka, like, yes,
I mean,
it
I
didn't
think
work.
you're fine. 14 feet up with an acrobatics of 15. I think you can land on your feet.
Pole vaulted with a
I've only got a
2
dex of 18, so
Why did I just?
I just
close
like
that?
the
Yeah.
excitement in
can't always
Kashka's
land on my
face.
feet.
Like, so
I figure at the very least the visual would be entertaining.
Sure.
the visual is basically going to be like dragon uppercut, isn't it?
Sort
Yeah,
of,
as a matter of fact.
With a Hadouken at the top.
more of an out than an up to the.
Actually, I think that would be a Shoryuken.
Oh. Mm.
Oh, Lulu.
Lulu, no! Come on, Lulu.
She rolled a 4 on her strength check. Right. Yeah.
Does she get to do a dragon uppercut?
Not so much. Okay. Thorn, it is your turn now.
Okay, it's going to be a grudgingly unaugmented couple of longbow shots.
Okay. Those both hit.
Nice.
Finish him.
By the way, I probably asked that before. What does 150/600 mean?
Normal and disadvantage. That's the range.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's true, actually. Oh, no, it's greater than 600, isn't it?
No, it's up to 600. It's a disadvantage.
Okay, so that's...
But it's between 150 and 600
Okay,
is disadvantage.
all right, got it. Okay,
Just-
but anyway, you do finish it. So the wasp kind of spirals to the ground. Grimm. You've got a giant wasp
for a
in
moment.
Wait, what now?
Fly, you fool!
I am seeing the scene from Dumbo all of a sudden, where it's like trying to pull up at the last second with the feather in the.
No, I missed what you were saying, Kashcah. I heard Grimm, and that's all I heard.
Yeah, Grimm, you've got a giant wasp that's like...
It's like, oh, crap. I used all my movement. Crap.
Almost.
Yeah, and anything else you're doing, so?
Eyeing the other one that's approaching and grumbling to myself.
Okay. So the other one that's approaching is joined by a friend, so Malvola. From the bottom of the nest behind you comes another wasp. And so now you're kind of like, it's a Malvola sandwich. Got wasps to the left of you, wasps to the right. So the one that's in front of you kind of swoops down and grabs at Lulu. And she's gonna get...
It's like a giant game of keep away.
Yeah, seriously. We're all like, give it back. They're
Like, leave the Holophant alone already.
She rolled a 5 on her strength check versus its, so...
You need to give her your gauntlets, alright? It's just...
Mother, you would think that this would be easier.
So she fails, and the wasp grabs her and begins heading back towards the nest. Towards you, Malvola, in fact. So you are now kind of between it and where it wants to go. And it is actually your turn. Those both hit.
Starting all over again. Are you pushing?
Ooh.
I am pushing.
Okay, so you're pushing it further away, right?
Yes.
Let me...
So that means you're pushing it closer to me.
Oh god, don't jump and shoot again. Just
It depends on how well. It depends on how far up it is. That's the big kicker.
That's it. In the future, I'm gonna trade out my sky grab spell. I'm gonna learn enlarge reduce. I'm gonna shrink you, and then I'm gonna fling you, and then you can you'll have plenty of opportunity to shoot while you're falling to earth, and you can do your
die at
sky
the end of
step
it.
on the way down, right? Sorry.
All right. Are you staying where you're at, or are you moving? Or...
I'm planning on staying where I'm at. unless I have to move.
No, it's totally up to you. Okay. And then Palkas, it is your turn.
I get to the car. I start the car if it's not already still going, and scream across the landscape towards Stumbles McGee.
So you get to the Infernal War Machine, and it is not going. Do you have a soul coin?
I don't know who had it. Who had the soul
The guy
coins?
on the wasp nest.
Who
Here,
turned it
crap.
off? God damn it.
Oh.
Well, you've got a giant elk coming to pick you up.
That is true.
It's great.
And it's faster than the car.
Hold on a second. There's something I wanted to look at on the War Machine. The Tormentor? Yeah, that's the stats right there. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Okay. A lot of swearing is happening. He uses a bonus action to sacrifice another spell slot. And he starts running back exactly in the same direction he just came from when he took the 90 degrees. So he's just heading back up because I don't know, maybe the guy that's stumbling along is actually making some progress towards there, and he can like start trying to help him.
Okay.
Either way, he doesn't want to leave the guy to just get picked off.
Okay. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okie dokie. Con save.
Okay, you are fine. Alright.
Any idea what I was saving for? Or might have slightly felt the effects of?
It's really hot and exhausting running around Avernus.
That's why I get home have a shirt on. Okay.
Okay. Coyra.
Can Coyra see Palkas?
I think you can because he's like jumping up and
Okay.
down. He's so mad.
Yeah.
Not
Then
only can you
she-
see him, you can hear him.
It's true. She basically still tries to get to Palkas. If she gets close enough, she motions to Palkas to hop on, and she can bring him closer
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
to wherever
With a lot
he's
less
trying to
screaming.
head.
it's true. Alright, so you're heading towards Palkas. You were moving at 100. Oh, you were moving at 80, right?
Yeah, that's my max.
And
Okay.
my max is 120.
Okay. Yeah, you can probably make it to him. Or pretty close. This turn.
Well, if I'm close enough, I'm just motioning to Palkas to hop on and tell me where to go.
He'd
I don't know.
say, let's go pick up the prisoner and then meet up with the others. I can catch up and you can carry him. He'd
Coyra
say that
should
whether or
not.
not you agree with it or do whatever you do,
Yeah,
it's up to you.
Coyra is like on the fence about the guy, but she'll listen to you. She trusts you.
Famous last thing to do.
I mean, last time she trusted you, you fireballed her, so.
Right, Grimm.
Now imagine if he started casting spells from on your back.
She's gone.
No,
She kicks him off and she's gone.
he's just riding her to the point where they need to pick up the passenger. Ugh. Okay.
So, Grimm, you witnessed a big wasp fall from the sky. It was almost like the one, its housemate dive bombed in after it, and there was this kind of struggle, and then the wasp used the rest of its movement to fly away from you towards Malvola. Got booped back
Get
towards
back.
you. Yep, by Malvola. And yeah, so now you've got this kind of wasp. It's got its back to you. And there is, yeah, it's like you, wasp, Malvola, wasp, nest. It's
Okay.
kind of like the order.
That's to see if I can figure out how far away from it, or how far away from me it is.
It's. I mean, it's
hard to
pretty
judge the
close.
distances at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. It's pretty close. It's. I mean, not that far away. It just got booped back
How
towards
far
you.
up?
Well, it's about like 20 feet in the air, something like that.
Okay, 20 feet up in the air. Is it with at least within 40 feet of movement to like be under it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, moving far enough to move under it. And since it's only 20 feet above me, that puts it in range.
That hits it. That also
Of my
hits.
boobs.
Yep, all three hit.
For 28 points of radiant damage.
Okay. All right. It looks about. Yeah, it's taken a couple of hits.
I didn't expect that to kill it, but
Okay.
it's like no, and that does it for me.
Okay. Then Thorn, it is your turn.
Well, I don't know if it's in range, but I'll take a couple more pot shots anyway.
It is, yes. Have you moved up at all? Oh.
No, I'm only moving at half speed anyway, so I'm just staying planted.
Okay. Then it's going to be, yeah, the disadvantage at this point.
Why are you moving at half speed?
He's
Still
Oh, you're
exhausted.
tired.
You still got
Right.
those 2 levels of exhaustion. Ooh.
Yeah, oh.
that shows it right there.
The first one still hits.
I kind of forgot about the exhaustion.
It's been a long day, man.
Mhm.
That's it. That's me.
All right. Then the wasp with Lulu is going to fly over your head, Malvola. And its friend is going to fly down towards you, and it's going to attack you.
Oh, I thought I was going to bring
Okay.
him to it.
So
Carry everybody up.
it first tries to claw at you with its feet. It has these like talon-like kind of claws on the end of its feet, and swings for a 22 to hit with that.
That will hit.
And it does 13 piercing damage.
Ow.
And then it's going to try and sting you, and does 21 to hit with that.
That will also hit.
And that does 11 piercing and 5 fire damage.
Ooh.
So it was 13, 11, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
And you also need to make a con saving throw. That's no good. So you feel from the sting the venom of this wasp course through you, and you feel like atrophy take over your muscles, and you find that you cannot move.
Oh, crap.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
You're weak to bug
Now,
damage.
when you say cannot move, is that I can't like take a move action?
You are paralyzed, actually.
So I can't act.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And that is their turn. You do hear kind of a buzzing of additional wasps, perhaps? Is a...
It's an infinite spawner.
And it is your turn, actually, so you could in fact repeat the saving throw right now, and you just make it. So so you managed to
Now,
shake off.
Is that my whole turn?
It
or
is. Yep,
do I get to-
because- No, because
Okay.
you repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. So
Also,
Gotcha.
you got
Okay.
inspiration.
So how is that important? Is Lulu
Oh.
at this point?
Yep, you do. Also,
Well,
Malvola, you do have inspiration.
There's as much as I can do is done. It's I don't know. We lost the turn order thing, so whoever's next.
Palkas is next.
Thank you, Blackblade.
But you do. Blackblade has given you inspiration, Malvola. So.
Mhm.
What does that mean? Like,
It's
what's the
the
mechanic
same
of
as
that?
bardic inspiration. That D8 I rolled earlier was me using mine that I had for.
You can use it on attacks and saves, and
Okay.
at least. I don't think that you're going with like advanced bardic inspiration with damage.
It's just regular bardic
Yeah.
inspiration.
Oh, is it? And
Well,
usable on
thank you for
checks.
that.
So it's checks, attacks, and saves.
Okay.
So you've got a giant elk in front of you.
I get on the elk. Say the things I wanted to say.
Okay. All right. Doing anything else?
I say giddy up.
All right. Oh, Coyra, it is your turn now.
Giddy
So...
up.
First thing Coyra tries to do is like poke her head backwards to give Palkas a poke, like, don't you dare say that again. Don't know if that hits or not. And then basically that's what Palkas says.
Okay. So you're running towards the elven looking guy who is kind of limping away down the hill.
Did he
Okay.
manage to fully stand up and walk, or?
Yeah, yep. He is
Jander Sunstar.
Yep. He is walking down the hill. He's not walking very
How far-
fast, but
How far did I move for that?
so you I mean that's your if you're just using your full, then you'd be the 120 again.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just making sure that I had to use that to get there.
Oh, to get to the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean Palkas was all the way down
Yeah.
by the car. So
How was I supposed to know somebody turned the keys off?
Alright, then Grimm.
How far is this thing cutting away from me now?
Yeah, they're almost back to the hive. Like the one that's got Lulu is almost back to the hive. It's very close to the hive entrance at this point. There is one that is about like 40 feet in front of you. Alright, no, that doesn't make any sense actually. It's a bit further than that in front of you. Wait, hang on. It's probably about like, well, maybe 40 to 60 feet in front of you. Sorry, my geometry is crap, clearly.
Okay.
And yeah,
And
it's
that's the
attacking
one
Malvola.
attacking Malvola.
Yep.
Okay. As much as I want to save Lulu, that's kind of the priority. Move to within range. Drawing as I approach. I imagine the first two. I'm not sure about the third one.
They all three hit.
So 32 points of slashing damage.
Okay. You've got to cut a hefty whack into the side of this howl wasp.
Now if you would just whack the wings off, it becomes like...
But yeah, that pretty much ends my turn.
Okay. Alright. Then
Something tells me I'm going to have to go up to the hive.
Thorn, it is your turn.
Is there anything that is obviously useful to shoot at?
There's a big hell wasp attacking. So Vallen way if you can shoot at me. There's a big hell wasp attacking Malvola.
Okay, that'll do.
those both hit. Okay, it's not looking
That's
so
me.
good. It's been slashed and it's gonna try and make a retreat after being, you know, severely kind of hurt by katanas and arrows. It's gonna disengage from you, Malvola, and back
Okay,
up.
that means I don't get an attack of opportunity.
So it
Stupid
backs up kind of
disengage
into the
action.
air by about 60 feet. Right. And Malvola, it is your turn.
Yeah, let's try this again. Nope.
Not like that.
Oh, and sorry, and the one that was carrying Lulu disappears inside the nest.
I thought you'd already. Oh no,
It
that was
like
the
just
paralysis you broke.
Yeah, wait a minute. So did the 12 that I rolled last round, you said that was just enough,
yeah.
and then
Yeah, that broke the
so I can do
paralysis.
something this round.
That's why I wasn't sure. I was confused.
I don't even get up. I'm throwing that thing out of the sky
Those both hit.
if I can.
Yeah, you finish it.
And then it comes falling down on top of you. Actually,
No,
as big as it is, it falls
I
down on
was
top of
30
both of us.
feet away from the hive. It was going this way.
Well, depends on how much altitude it gained and how much incline it gained. And,
Well, it is on the ground now. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still got
Ow.
yeah, you're not the only one. I'm still owing from last week.
That attack that was half my health in one round.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, ow.
Yeah, Mr. Headless back there. That's how much he was doing to me last week.
Yeah.
I know your pain.
All right, Palkas.
Same plan as before. If Shy gets up to, or sorry, if Coyra gets up to the elf, then I help him get on, and I just try to follow.
He declines.
He declines?
Yes.
Did you say whether or not you're giving him a choice?
I was pretty much just saying, come on, let's meet up with the others.
He says, no. I will not be joining you.
Coyra, let's go.
I guess it's my turn then.
It is.
How big is that elf? Could a giant elk bite it and carry it around?
Just leave it.
I mean, he's elf size. He's like the same size as Coyra, you know, in your usual form. In your.
Could an elk do that?
Tiny Coyra. Pocket size.
Honestly,
guess
a
not.
normal size elk could probably drag an elf around. A giant one? Yeah.
I think so. You could certainly grab him.
Well, she's gonna try
Or
that.
try, yeah.
She kind of ignores Palkas being like, let's go, ignore him. She tries and grab him and then go.
Okay. So, make a roll to attack. As an
What
elk.
attack?
They have a ram attack.
Which one, the ram of the hooves attack? Wait, how do I do this?
Let's look at giant elk stats.
I have it right
It
here.
sounds like they don't have a bite attack, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, it has a
just-
mouth, it can carry things with it, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't necessarily use
Yeah,
it to attack though.
Do like a
A D20
D20
plus...
plus 4. Use your
As
strength.
I say, it's probably either the strength or the dex. I don't know.
Yeah.
D20 plus 4.
Mhm.
If it doesn't work, Coyra ignores the elf and just goes away.
Okay. Yeah, you're with that. You are not able to grab him. He kind of
Makes sense.
moves a lot quicker than you expected and dodges out the way.
Yeah, Coyra was thinking from the start, like, we don't need him, so she goes. She just tried to carry him for Palkas.
Just watching Stecky just kind of sway on your head as you're saying this.
You may not have noticed, but there was one stream where I was wiggling him, and I just couldn't stop laughing. So,
Alright, so then use the rest of your turn to book it towards the others.
towards the others, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so 60 feet towards them. So you've got a couple of rounds of running, which actually that reminds me, could you make a con save as well,
Yep.
please?
If I can find it, there it is. I think. Roll 20, please.
Motivation.
I clicked it. Quite
Uh,
sure I did.
Yeah, it's just thinking. Think.
Now my question actually is, it's not gonna work.
It would
either
actually
way,
be
but
one
is the-
higher than that as a giant
Yeah.
rock.
That's what I was gonna say. Not that it matters.
It does not. So,
It's a strong 5.
the conditions of Avernus begin to kind of take their toll, and you do gain a level of exhaustion on this.
Is it on the elk or on Coyra?
It's going to be on well, it's kind of on both of you, right? Because it's
Okay.
not going to be something you can shed when you switch forms.
Okay. What did level 1 do again?
So that is just disadvantage, I think, if I remember right.
Things you don't like.
Oh yeah, definitely found it.
Disadvantage on ability checks. Okay. Right. Then Grimm.
Okay. The one with Lulu, which is the next immediate target,
That
is
one
a bit.
is
Is where?
is inside the nest.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Last turn when the one was trying to escape from Malvola and you, the other one with Lulu was able to make it to the nest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to take the round to kind of evaluate these chains holding the nest, like size.
Yeah, and you see like in the nest there's a clear kind of opening at the bottom of it. So watch this giant wasp like go
Trust
in.
me, I'm not advocating for immediately going in there. I don't have the hit points or anything to justify that. I'm just evaluating.
Okay. So, yeah, what you see is there are metal chains of significant size that
Do they seem to be the same metal as the ones pulling Elturel down?
They don't seem to be. Well,
how close are they to where I am, roughly?
yeah, there's one that you could move to within this turn.
Okay. I'm going to move to it, and since I have the gauntlets on it, that won't help. So instead, I'll kind of bring my foot up and put my bare foot against it and see if I get that same
You do
nauseating.
not. You do not.
It's just normal hellish chains, not advanced normal or advanced hellish chains. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do because I'm at 17 hit points. I'm not going up there anytime soon.
Okay. Right. Then Thorn.
I'm going to trudge over to where the second wasp fell and get back some arrows if I can.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Maybe we'll get lucky and Lulu will finally break free and come out on her own.
You're able to get back 4 arrows? And it doesn't seem like you can kind of hear, those of you close to the hive can hear this kind of occasional hum from within. But there doesn't seem to be any like additional hell wasps at the moment.
No trumpeting.
You don't hear any more trumpeting. So, what do you guys want to do as a whole? And Coyra and Palkas, I know you're running towards the others. Thorn is kind of making your way over to Malvola and Grimm. And then Malvola and Grimm, what are you up to?
Probably discuss.
Yeah, I think Grimm and I are pretty much on the same page about we got to go up there, but we're not prepared to do that.
We need to at least rest a little. Basically, the equivalent of a short rest and catch our breath. Maybe then we could attempt it. And it'd
Do
be
you
ideal.
have any idea of how many insects live in a hive? There's no going in there.
Palkas says 2.
No more than 2.
Of course, Palkas can't count beyond 2, but
no more than 2.
He's not a gully dwarf.
2 hands. 2 hands.
Oh,
you caught it. You caught it.
Nice. High 5. No more than 2.
What stakes you got? Lots of wasps. That's the kind of stakes we got.
It's crazy to go in there, but we can't exactly abandon it either. So what do you suggest?
I suggest that I should have been shooting at her rather than at that wasp. A time would come and it would have been a more merciful death.
Actually, while we're discussing, I'm kind of looking up at these angelic figures. Do they seem to be alive?
Oh yeah, they're struggling. It's been mentioned a couple of times.
Yep.
But they're also buried deep into the nest.
They're pretty gunkified.
Yeah, but with some careful katana cutting, might be able to get them free. Angelic reinforcements, anyone? Okay, they're probably not in the best shape, and they could be writhing because they're being eaten from the other side.
What's making this thing float? I mean, all I'm doing is just like riding on an elk right now, looking at this hive. I mean, what's it look like? I mean, because right now, looking at the picture, it looks like a bunch of the angels are holding up chains at the top. But
Really?
I don't think that that's really what's going on. I think that was just part of the artist's rendition. So I'm curious, is there something obvious?
I agree. Yeah, that chain action at the top is not really super relevant for what you're seeing on this particular nest. As for what's making it float, it's not something you can determine from where you are.
Is there an obvious like lava pit directly below it as well?
No, there is not that spiky lava pit directly below. There are definitely sharks with laser beams though.
Okay. Kind of figured as much.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long it'll take Palkas and Coyra to catch up with the rest of us, but I'm going to sit down. I figure we're going to be at least sitting here for a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to get it finished, but since it takes 10 minutes to do it, I'm going to ritual cast Detect Magic on that riding crop.
Okay.
I think
I'm
it'll
out of
only,
spells, so it's the only way I can cast it.
Alright.
I think it'll only take us a round or two to get
Yeah.
there.
They will definitely get to you before you finish casting, but whether you stop casting or not, obviously, is entirely.
I'm going to continue until a decision's made one way or the other.
Okay.
Either we take a short rest, then I'll take that 10 minutes plus, either as part of the short rest or plus the short rest. But I'm curious about this riding crop.
All right. So yeah, Coyra and Palkas and Grimm. Well, sorry, Grimm and Thorn. Everybody's all grouped up outside this hive now. You all catch up to each other. Let's see. Actually, I do need Malvola, Grimm, and Thorn to make Constitution saving throws, please. Sorry.
Yeah, I just ignore whatever it is.
So does Malvola.
Well, it's not like I can tell because I already feel like crap.
Stung by a wasp. Wasp from hell.
What's a little wasp venom from time to time?
Alright, you guys are fine.
Mine's a disadvantage because of the exhaustion already there.
Oh, I thought you just had the half movement.
No, he's at level
No,
2.
I have.
He's got 2 levels of exhaustion already.
Not anymore.
Right, hang on, but 2 is half movement and...
Yeah, but the
Well, the first one is
ability
disadvantage.
save, doesn't it?
Yeah, is it not like this and the above?
Hang on,
Or-
level 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, this is a different kind of throw. What is the level 1 throw then?
so level 1 is ability checks, so like the acrobatics that Grimm's been doing, or...
So for example, if I would do this, there would be
Yeah.
a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I know it might sound stupid for people that have played this for a while, but...
No. There's so many rules, it's impossible. For me, anyway. Alright.
Well, I'm happy with you guys that you're teaching me.
To some extent, I'm learning too. So
Palkas suggests that we retreat to the vehicle. Standing out here, we're nothing but a target. And the ground hurts.
Coyra just
Yeah.
nods.
The vehicle's turned off, by the way. I tried to bring it here.
It's turned off.
Coyra can only take one person with her at faster speed, so whoever needs it the most could make advantage of
Would
that.
probably be Thorn.
Yep.
Mm.
Palkas would get off and say, "Here, Thorn.
Hop
Please,
on.
please get up."
Grimm's otherwise occupied, but grab the soul coin.
What, there's one just sitting around? Did the hell wasps turn into one?
No.
No,
Malvola
Malvola's got
has
the other. We had 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you want it here.
Let's all just head back to the vehicle.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while you guys are discussing this, Grimm's sitting cross-legged on the ground chanting,
Okay, so
ignoring you. So
hang on.
Yeah, we're going to. I'm not going to abandon him.
No, let's bring him along. And Palkas starts like trying to bring him along. You're like 12 seconds into this right now.
Alright, now I have to look up schools of magic because, my god, I can never remember.
You can cast that in the car. Come on.
Guess I didn't.
not with that screaming.
It's not screaming right now.
Also, Palkas, come on to where?
Into the car. Get off the ground so we can rest for a moment and discuss what to do next. I don't see how we can get up there.
Well, if Grimm wasn't otherwise occupied, he'd point out the chains. But
Question, can Coyra talk in animal form? I know I asked that before, but I forgot.
You can.
That's
make
what I
moving
thought.
noises.
That's
unless that
exactly
animal
what I
can
thought.
You can use sign language with your elky horns.
Female. Doesn't have horns.
Also, it's not like the horns.
If a
Antlers.
druid shape changed or wild shaped into a parrot, would they be able to talk?
Yes. But only words that have been spoken. I
No.
would say. Basically repeat after someone else.
Or if you're a
I've
neighbor's
seen
parent,
some very
McDonald's.
smart
But yeah,
Jeez.
if this bunch will let me finish the spell, do I finish the spell?
Yeah, if they don't interrupt you, then yes.
All Coyra does is, if Thorn hops on Coyra, Coyra tries to get as fast as possible to the car. It's up to Thorn, of course, if he hops on.
Palkas will try to encourage you to come back to the car and finish your spell there.
What you said you were pulling on him though?
Yes.
What's Palkas' strength?
He's
I'm
not
just-
trying to lift you.
Oh no, I'm just you're pulling against his resistance.
He's trying to get your attention. I mean, it's only been like 30 seconds to at most a minute, and he's just trying to, get people to safety for the moment. But his strength is 15.
Okay. So I can almost ignore it.
So,
Since apparently they're not going to let me.
He is being very annoying. Don't make me cast a spell next to you. Come on. You can cast your spell in the car. Let's go talk
us
to
a- Well, there is another way to find out whether or not the riding crop is magical.
so
It's
really
not
quick.
an annoyance.
While those two are arguing, Thorn,
Pick
did
it up
you
and
jump
swat.
on?
If that thing's a fly swatter, I'm gonna be mad.
Sorry, what was that, Coyra?
Did you
I
hop
don't know
on
what it is yet. It's a riding crop. That's all I
So-
know.
What?
on
looks
me
like-
to get to the car, like Palkas said?
Isn't. Wait, so Palkas is here trying to drag us to make us walk to
Yes.
the car? He hasn't even brought the car.
He
No.
said the car's not running.
He explained it.
But it's a
Or
safe
somebody can
place
go
to
get
stay
the car and bring it back here.
for a moment until we figure out
No,
what to
that's not
do.
good.
Because
Yes, okay, sure.
Okay, so while those two are arguing, Coyra tries to bring Thorn to the car as fast as possible to also get into safety.
See,
herself.
that's what. Okay, we need to clarify exactly what we're doing here.
I agree.
Are they
So
bringing the car
No,
here?
the
Are we
car
going
is
to the
not.
car?
Listen to what I've said. The car doesn't work right now, but it's safe to sit in.
But Malvola has a soul coin that if Thorn wanted it, he could take it with him. Then they could drive it here.
And do you want
Just
someone
park
that's
outside the
exhausted
Hellwasp
driving a
nest.
car?
I mean-
Sitting underneath a hellwasp nest is not a really good spot to sit. Get your ass off the ground and let's get
Is
to the
there a
car.
Or a place in Avernus that's safe.
You really gonna do a ritual underneath the
Anyway,
hellwasp nest?
We are already off. We don't use it.
Puck's like, are you being mind controlled? Get off the ground.
It's because it fits with the character.
No, it doesn't.
We'll get up
Who's gonna
with a
sit on the
casual
hellwasp
backhanded
nest?
swat with the riding crop in Palkas' direction and take off at full movement
Okay.
if,
after
you,
Coyra.
if you're going to try
When-
and hit him, make an attack roll.
Just roll a d20 or
Roll a d20 plus your strength modifier.
okay.
If we arrive at the car, Coyra transforms back into Coyra and also gets into the car.
You will definitely arrive before the rest of the.
I mean, with that argument going on, for sure.
Much
And-
squabbling.
Yeah, so that's my plan.
Malvola, what are you up
Thorn
to?
will
Are you
also
going
go
back?
into the car.
What did you say? Kashcah?
I said, oh,
Sorry.
Just it would be +4, but
Oh.
like I said, it's a backhanded swat in his direction.
I was asking what Malvola was doing during all this
Okay.
shenanigans.
I'm kind of waiting for the herd to move toward the car.
I mean, half of
So
the
when
way to
Grimm
the
gets up
car.
and starts moving, I will start moving toward the car.
Okay.
Comb, it's not safe here. Let's go.
You're lucky I rolled low.
You're not lucky when I roll low.
Don't tempt
Nobody's
him,
lucky when you
please.
roll low.
Alright.
Alright,
Don't do it.
so the group will reconvene at the Infernal War Machine. Hey,
With Coyra and Thorn already sitting there.
yeah. You've got
And once we get back
the
to the
sun
top-
umbrella
to the-
up. You've got
Level 5.
lemonade.
Did you see
Once
the
we get back
bubbles
there,
coming
Grimm will
from the
promptly plop down on the ground and start chanting again and try
Go
to
for it.
complete it this time.
Much better choice.
All right, so
Of course, if Palkas tries to disrupt him again,
No, he
Grimm's
doesn't
going to make
really
more of
care
an
now.
effort to hit him with the crop.
Once they arrive, Coyra actually says, I'm gonna see if I can take a quick break. As all this running, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She has done a lot of running back and forth.
When we left Candlekeep, I seem to remember that they gave us like backpacks full of
Yep.
supplies and
Yep.
knowing what our destination was.
Mhm.
Did that include like a tent?
no, there was
That seems like an oversight.
it was just like bags full of rations.
Yeah, we've got rations, we've got infinite water.
Nobody said infinite water.
Well, we've got the urn of water.
Oh, okay, that thing. Yep, that's
Right.
true.
Oh, and just so that Palkas doesn't make a comment, I'll pull my blanket out of my pack, spread it on the ground, and sit on the blanket. That way I'm not sitting on the ground.
Oh god.
Since the ground is bad.
Alright, so
I'm just imagining the blanket going up in flames immediately.
It was more the
It's
fact
only
that
a
you were
flesh
trying
wound.
to do a ritual underneath the hell wasp nest than anything else.
Alright, so you guys. So is the intention to do a short rest or a long rest or?
As much as I need a long rest, I'm
Same.
fine with whatever because a short rest isn't going to do anything for me.
I'm
Well,
in
short rest
exactly the
would
same
be-
boat.
Short rest will help somewhat. Those of us that are injured, anyway.
Mhm.
Long rest, that would be great.
Um,
Hmm.
I would vote for a long rest as well because unlike all the people in the back seat, I didn't get to take a rest on the drive out here.
Whose fault was that?
Then Thorn could probably really, really use a long rest with the levels of exhaustion he's got.
All right. So while we're discussing this, I will bring up an interesting point. We left the is he half elf or elf? I can't remember.
he was an elf.
We left the elf walking around that we freed from the tree. I tried to bring him along. He did not want to join.
Coyra also adds, while Palkas is speaking, also speaking about the elf, I remembered what Lulu told me. She just tells what Lulu told her about this was a mistake. And she also mentions what she saw on one of the new tree plaques. That we might be in bigger danger than we think.
We've been in danger since we've entered Avernus, but I don't say
True.
that because I'm in the middle of a ritual.
I agree, but now we have basically a tombstone reserved for us.
So Grimm, you are able to finish the ritual, and it is magical. In fact, a school of transmutation.
Interesting.
Palka says that nest seemed to be covered with and captured angels. We could try to mount a rescue, but
I'd prefer to get Lulu back if we can.
as would I. I'm not sure how to do it. Were those did those chains look scalable, kashcah?
Yeah, you think you could climb it?
I have no way of protecting us from a fall. Maybe if prepared I could save up to 4 people, but not at a moment's notice. And that's only if I've taken a long rest. At best I could earthbind one of the creatures one more time now. Or I could fling some torch sticks at it. But I don't think that that's going to have much effect. Excuse me. What of the one we set free? Would he potentially have information about what is wrong?
Actually, out of curiosity, are there any like rocks or something in the area?
Yeah, definitely.
The whole place is covered in gravel.
Yeah, I mean decent sized like
Mm-hmm.
basketball. I'm gonna find one at least a distance away and smack it with a riding crop.
Okay.
See if anything happens.
Nothing noticeable.
Maybe it has to be something living. Hey, Palkas, remember that fireball? No, I'm kidding.
All right. So during this long rest, is that what you've decided on? Long rest.
I'm fine
That's
with
all.
either one. Ideally, yeah, long rest, though it means Lulu being in the nest longer.
Who's in favor of a long rest?
Raise his hand.
Me.
And Thorn, definitely.
Probably
All
for
right.
the exhaustion.
All right.
So
I could try to summon an animal in case things go wrong, that we at least get alarmed.
Do you?
I mean, we
need
can always use the vehicle later for a stealthy approach to the hive.
Just know I've not much control over what animal it is. But it will make noise for sure.
Do you need to maintain your concentration on it?
Nope, I just throw a ball and it pops into existence.
Sure. An extra set of eyes is an extra set of eyes.
Coyra
could be
throws
really big.
It's best if you throw it outside of the car, though.
Yes, Coyra throws the ball outside of the car and tells the
Ooh.
panther
Ooh.
to protect us, and if needed, make a loud noise so we are ready to do something. So basically be an alarm to us and try to protect us.
Okay. Yeah, the panther will kind of like does that thing that cats do where it gets really low to the ground and then sneaks actually like all the way under
Nice.
the war machine, and you just see these 2 like big glowing eyes like looking out from under the war machine.
And then we said going.
Grimm doesn't do things like that.
All right.
So now I
Oh.
can turn into a panther. I've
Actually,
seen
during
one.
the long rest, Grimm, I'm actually going to sit on top of the war machine.
Okay.
Basically, take my rest on top.
Mhm.
That way, I'm a little bit more aware without a bunch of metal encasing that in too close at quarters inside.
Okay.
Shall we do the usual shifts then?
That was.
I'll
gonna be
take the
my
first
next
shift if
question.
need be.
I usually go the last.
I figure Thorn needs more rest than I do.
Right.
And you're muted.
Also, we have an extra set of eyes under the car.
That's true.
But 4 hours should be enough because of my elven shenanigans.
Yeah, but if you can get it in the first 4 hours,
That's probably better.
Yeah. especially if it'll get rid of a level of your exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. No more
You
spicy
can
chili.
stop trudging around like I'm on the bottom of a swimming pool.
So Grimm's kind of sitting cross-legged doing the whole thing
Okay.
on top of the car.
So who's taking first watch?
Me.
Okay.
The panther.
I'll take last.
Well, the Panther's taking a watch with everybody else, but
Mhm.
Two.
with,
Yeah.
or with everybody that's taking a watch.
Mhm.
But
Coyra says
Yes,
I'll
I'm
go
in the middle.
second to last, like always.
Okay. So Grimm, Coyra, Palkas? Is that
Grimm,
right?
Coyra,
Yeah.
Thorn, Palkas.
Grimm, Coyra, Thorn, Palkas. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. Then you're able to rest the majority of the time. It isn't until Palkas's watch that you see on the horizon, kind of heading, looks like it's heading towards you, another war machine.
Great.
It's kind of this plume of dust out behind it.
So both Palkas and Thorn would see this at the same time.
Mhm.
so the question is, do we actually get the rest or more of a short rest?
Depends on what we do, I guess.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
Alright,
it depends on what they do. Because at this point, Grimm would
Yeah.
be like laying on top of the.
Is it approaching from the front of the vehicle?
Let's say no, it's gonna be one of the sides.
Okay. I ask because of the harpoon gun.
Yeah. But I think actually this is probably a good place to stop before we get into this encounter. See what happens there. But it does look like this is this is the one that is coming towards you.
Oh.
Oh, that's the other one.
So if we defeat these, can we get that?
That might be the Kenku.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think we'd get that lucky.
yeah, mainly because kashcah said encounter him. Like,
It might be Mad Maggie. Maybe it's Mad Maggie. She's all like, "What have you done to my poor Lulu?" And we'll be like,
She might
"We
be really
fed her
mad."
to the wasps." Ooh. And then we decided to go
We
to sleep.
offered her up in sacrifice.
So yeah, so that's heading towards you. Big plume of dust behind it, and I think we'll have to find out next week who's driving. I mean, maybe they won't even stop. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just wave
We
as they
did
go
that.
by.
the
Just-
turn order can be turned off, right?
It can, yes. Sorry. Sorry.
Woo! Safety for now. I said
No, it's
for
just because it's a new encounter. We'd have to re-roll. Which means
I
I
know,
don't get
I
to
know.
live.
I know.
Mhm. All right.
Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for stopping in, and
Thank you.
we'll see you all next time. Bye.
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 Uh,